Hi guys, welcome back to The Contented Plant. Today we are going to discuss yellowing leaves and what that means for plant health and also the different kinds of problems that can cause yellowing leaves in your plants. So let's get started. So this is my first specimen of yellowing leaves. I almost 100% can tell you it's probably root rot. And it's also 100% my fault because I planted it in a pot with no drainage hole, which you are not supposed to do. I've also neglected it a little bit because I've been busy with my other plants, and she has had some stress, and you can see the plant is displaying it with these yellow leaves that just don't look good. They're falling off super easily. There's just leaves all over here. So this is a case of root rot. So what I will do to fix this plant is I will take it out of the pot, take a really good look at the roots. If they're mushy and squishy, that will immediately tell me that I have some root rot going on. And then I will do a hydrogen peroxide spray to kind of sterilize those good roots that are left. And I will need to repot this plant into a pot that has a drainage hole and do a little extra TLC to try and save her. This is my daughter's plant. Her name is Rosie. She is the cutest little golden pothos. And Rosie, I've noticed, has been putting out, first of all, leaves that look like this. So you can see it's good on one side, but then this side, you see that damage that's going on here? That is the first sign of a problem. The second thing I've noticed is Rosie's leaves are turning yellow just like this at a fairly rapid rate. I just took 2 yellow leaves off of this plant a few days ago, and she's already got some more. So if you look at this leaf, you can see not only is it yellowing, but there's also signs of damage on it. Okay, you see the backside, how it has spots there, and it just does not look like it's in good condition at all. This makes me suspect that Rosie has got some kind of a pest going on. And if I do further exam on poor little Rosie, I'm sure I can find what pest is causing this damage. So I removed the newest yellow leaf from Rosie. Now you can see the back of this leaf. There's damaged spots all over it. The front, you can even see how damaged it is. So this tells me that Rosie's leaves are yellowing because Rosie has a pest problem going on. She has really healthy roots. Everything looks good. Otherwise, all the other leaves are still pretty green and she looks happy, besides the yellowing leaves, and the fact that her new leaves are putting out that damage definitely leads me to believe there's some pests on here that are starting to get ahead of what Rosie can handle. So what I will do for Rosie is I will treat her. I like to use this crop control trifecta because it treats a lot of different pests, and I am just going to fully saturate every single leaf, wipe them off, and continue doing really good pest control with Rosie until I get the problem fixed with the pests. So you can see the difference here. This is a sick plant that probably has root rot. This is a fairly healthy plant that most likely has a pest problem that's starting to kill off certain leaves. So they're treated in 2 very different ways. This one I'm going to unpot, take a look at the roots and see what I can fix there. This one is going to get a really good bath and treated with some neem oil and be constantly monitored to make sure her health does not decline anymore. This is my Marble Queen Pothos that normally sits back up behind me. She is a very happy, big, beautiful plant, and she has a lot of really old growth on the top. And you can see right back here, she has a leaf that is very, very yellow. However, I look at all the other leaves, they look great. The roots on this plant look really, really good, and she's otherwise incredibly healthy. So what this tells me is this is just an old leaf and it was its time to go, and that's why this leaf is dying. Sometimes your plant will lose the old growth, it's just natural. The leaf gets old and it dies, and that does not mean your plant is sick. So if you take a look at your plant and it looks incredibly healthy and you're just really confused why a random yellow leaf is popping up, it's probably just an old leaf and your plant is fine. I've laid all of my leaves out here and I want you to see that there is a way that you can kind of tell a difference between how they are yellowing. This one has a little bit of rot on the end of it here. It's really pale and there's multiple leaves from the plant that are yellowing. So I'm almost 100% root rot. This one, if you inspect the leaf, shows clear signs of pest damage. There's damage all over the leaf. On the underside, there's damage. There's little tiny spots that I think are probably eggs. So this one will need complete pest control. This one just looks like a pretty normal yellowing leaf. And for me, this just speaks to, this is an old leaf. It's not really damaged in any way besides that it's kind of browning on the edges because it's just old and dead now, but there's no signs of pest damage on this leaf. The plant itself looks really good otherwise, and it's just an old dead leaf. So my top tips for if you see yellowing leaves on the plant varies depending on how many yellow leaves you see and what the plant looks like. I would say don't panic if you see a random yellow leaf like on my Rosie plant here or on the Marble Queen. Rosie does have some pests, but that should be pretty easy to treat. We'll take care of her and get her whipped back into shape. This one, if your plant looks like this, then you might want to panic just a little bit. It needs a lot of help. So I will be doing some plant ICU on this one, and she is just looking very sad and very sick. But these are also pretty hardy plants that will pop back in no time. And worst case scenario, what I'll do is just chop off some of the healthy growth. I will propagate it and make myself a brand new plant and just let the mother plant die and plant my little baby propagations. So all hope is not lost if your plant is putting out lots of yellowing leaves. So just going over this, we have yellowing leaves from root rot. That's the most serious case, and that's what you're going to want to check first. If you see multiple yellowing leaves on your plant, always look at your watering schedule, look at the pot that you have it in, look at the soil that you have it in, and make sure that you're giving your plant the best care possible. I was not with this one, and that's why I'm in this situation with it right now. The other thing we look at is pests, and that's why I say when you water your plant, make sure you're checking the underside of the leaves. I've had Rosie on my suspicious plant list for quite a while because I have noticed she hasn't had a lot of yellowing leaves, but the leaves that she's been putting out, I do see some signs of damage. So that leads me to believe we do have a little bit of a pest problem there, and now I am 100% sure we have a pest problem. So we will go into treatment mode for her. My Marble Queen, every time I bring her down, one of those super old leaves seems to have decided to yellow off and die, but she's in fabulous shape, great condition, putting out lots and lots of new leaves on those gorgeous long vines, so I am not concerned about that at all. Please let me know if you have any questions down below. I hope if you're watching this video and your plant has yellowing leaves that it will help you try and figure out what the cause of those yellowing leaves are. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at The Contented Plant. Have a wonderful day and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.